Let's talk about the family tree of Jason. It gets a little confusing in the way Hamilton talks about it on 128. And I drew a family tree on the board. Athamas, he gets bored of his wife. And then the new wife wants to kill the kids with that trick of ruining the corn. The golden fleece comes in and saves the two children, but the daughter dies, but Phrixus will live. So we have Phrixus. This is actually Jason's cousin. Now, Jason's father is not named in the book, but this father has lost his kingdom. Peleus, the nephew, here's the quote from 127. He had his kingdom taken away from him by his nephew. Other versions of this called Peleus, Jason's uncle, but I like this idea better in the Hamilton's retelling. I like how we have three cousins. And if we think about the Greek city-states, you would have multiple kings of different kingdoms all working together. So Peleus, I don't know who his father is, but all we know is that he has usurped Jason's father. Now, Jason has returned, and the oracle warned Peleus that a man would come wearing one sandal. This is what we discussed yesterday. So if we think about this Jason story in 6 sections, you have your origin story first, and then you have Jason's challenge. Now, Jason is challenged by King Peleus to go on a journey and go get that golden fleece. It is in another kingdom, which is actually where King Aedes lives. This is the journey we're going to focus on today. There are a lot of little events that happen to the Argonauts along the way. And we're going to use a note-taking strategy to see if you can understand all those little events before we get to King Aedes. When we get to King Aedes, yesterday's video clip revealed that there's going to be another challenge. King Aedes does not want to give up the golden fleece. So his challenge is he wants Jason to lose and die during this challenge, in the same way that King Peleus doesn't really want Jason to come back with the golden fleece. He wants him to die along the way. Then we'll have a rushing of home, and then we're going to have a resolution and revenge. King Aedes' daughter, Medea, well, we are going to discover today that she falls in love with Jason, and she will play an important role within the challenge and within the coming of home and the resolution. Now, this story has been retold in different ways. We have a classic play that focuses on Medea and focuses on that ending of the story. That's what this play is all about. Everything else of the story is kind of just told through in the background and the characters' discussions. And then John Gardner, one of my favorite authors I keep referring to, he aimed to write the equivalent of the Iliad or Odyssey and try to capture the Jason and Medea story in an epic long poem of hexameter that really displays a lot of all the myths. If you're interested in reading something independently or for extra credit, I don't believe in extra credit, but we'll call it that for now. Circe will discuss Medea and Jason. This is the story of Circe, who is a goddess in the Odyssey. And it's the whole Greek mythology from her vantage point as people come and go from her island. Really well done, really great telling of the mythology. And it was a bestseller in the last couple of years. I really enjoyed Madeline Miller's work. Madeline Miller had a bestseller that was a retelling of Achilles, the story of Achilles in the Battle of Troy, the Iliad story. So today we're using the flow map. And we're also utilizing what you already do well, the bullet strategy. But what you want to learn to do is seeing these sections of how the story shifts. During Jason, you're using my structure of the 6 boxes. And even look at how the journey itself to King Aedes Island to get the Golden Fleece, it's going to be its own little plot line because it's so in depth as the Argonauts are on their boat trying to get there, passing monsters. And we're going to talk about that today.